Hello and welcome to my review of the Warhammer 40,000 Conquest magazine issue number 37. If this looks familiar to you, that's because this isn't the first time the Conquest magazine has provided the STC Riser Pattern Ruins in an issue. They did this in a previous issue. Straight away, I'll just say that the full set of Riser Pattern Ruins will set you back £22.50, so you're saving about £6.50 or so from getting them, you know, at full retail price. Sometimes scenery at third-party retailers is hit and miss. Sometimes you can get it there, sometimes you can't. But if you can't and you really want these ruins, then yes, this is the way to get them, because you know, you can get them cheaper this way. I think it sucks that they do this, considering that some of the kits, like the Redemptor Dreadnought and Lord Felthius, things like that, are like full kits, and it does feel a bit of a shame that they have to separate them. Even though the bags are, you know, the certain size, I would have preferred them if this magazine, if just one of these issues has the full kit for the Riser Ruins. I mean, I understand the Repulsor and the Plagueburst Crawler and things like that being spread over multiple issues, but with things like this, like scenery, I would strongly prefer them to be in one issue. Anyway, that being said, let's have a look at the magazine itself. We'll move the scenery away. I'll do some size comparisons with other scenery and, of course, with models, as always. So this is issue 37, talks about Death Guard Sorcerers, Chronicles of Ultramar, how to build the Riser Ruins, how to paint them. Then painted them black this time. How to paint Space Marine details, so like an added little bonus. How to use the Athonian camo shade on the green, obviously. Recess shades, missing details. Talks about Warlords for core rules and Warlord traits. Sky Shield landing pad. There's part of it there. The other part must be somewhere else, I guess. Evac incoming, and get to the dropship. So, and then a little preview of the next two issues, which is the Death Guard Plague Surgeon and the Mechanicus Zone Battle Mat. I'll do a first look and review of both of those in two parts very shortly, and also issue 39 includes the Captain Sicarius in there. You can just have him as a normal Promos captain if you really want. But yeah, those videos will be coming very shortly. I'm going to try and get them out before all the sisters release, because most of the videos, once the sisters release, will be, yeah, of the sisters. But there'll be some Conquest videos dotted about here and there. So let's have a look at the like pieces of scenery itself. So they say not to glue this bit, because you can just take it out and put it on there. I don't really see much more of a point of that, because it's not like one's really long. They're both kind of the same width, I'd say, these extra bits, but I have glued mine. I'm fine with doing that. That's perfectly acceptable for me. I have no reason to, you know, glue or not glue, but I just would rather glue them. There's an alright amount of detail. I'm pretty sure this scenery is made in China anyway, because there's plenty of mould lines. It's in the brown plastic. You've got this little kind of barricade thing, part of the ruins. You've got this, which I don't really know what it does. It just adds to the sort of 3D effect of the battlefield. Is it really scenery? Yeah, in a way, but would it offer a cover save? I question that. These barricades would, though, I'm sure. So there you go, they're their pieces. So it's the other half of the Riser Ruin set, if it would normally cost you £22.50. So compared to like a barrel and a crate, there's a barrel and a, you know, they work really well. Obviously the barrels and the crates and the other barricades that you've already got in the set. So you can just sort of line it up, and you can put lots of different barrels and ammo crates and things, and make quite a decent long line. Speaking of which, I've also got a pipeline here. This is a little bit of a size comparison here. So you can layer this kind of thing up if you really wanted, and make some really awesome complex barricades that would offer all of your units cover. And then finally, I've just got a ammo crate, Munitorum ammo crate. Again, if you put it the right way up, you can create quite a complex labyrinth of scenery and cover systems. There's plenty, no shortage around at the moment. I'd just much rather see a load more Xenos scenery, more like Eldar buildings and Eldar crates and, you know, all those kind of things, orc stuff. What do we get, like the Make Boy Workshop and pretty much it really. I'd much rather see loads more of the Xenos races. Hopefully we'll get them in the future, but everything seems to be very Imperial centric, and there's good reason for that. You know, they pretty much held most of the galaxy in the 31st millennium, but then it's all gone a little bit downhill since then. Anyway, size comparisons with other models. So straight away, I'd like to just compare them with the standard Space Marine or Legacy Space Marine and a Primaris. Yeah, I mean, a Primaris Marines are going to get cover saves from these ruins. You know, size works quite well. Obviously, Space Marine does look a bit short compared to these buildings now. Whereas the Primaris seems more in line, in my opinion. The Redemptive Dreadnought, obviously, yeah, probably isn't going to get a cover save. Yeah, maybe from the building there. Maybe from that. Possibly. And then I've also got a Mythic Blight Hauler there. And, you know, some Death Guard Space Marines, a Blight Lord Terminator there, and just a normal Plague Marine. So that was just to highlight, you know, the size of these ruins compared to, you know, some of the other models that you're going to get in this subscription. Well, with the exception of a normal Space Marine, you don't get a normal Space Marine in it, but there we go. Okay, so just going by the rules in the chapter approved book, it's a bit interesting to say what you'd classify this as. They are SDC Rise of Ruins, so I would say that they are definitely ruins. It says only infantry, beast swarms and units that can fly can be set up or end their move on the upper floors of ruins. Infantry are assumed to be able to scale walls and traverse through windows, doors and portals readily. These models can therefore move through the floors and walls of a ruin without further impediment. So, you know, they're ruins. Basically, we're saying that they can move through those walls. Infantry units that are entirely on or within a ruin receive the benefit of cover. Other units that are entirely on or within a ruin only receive the benefit of cover if at least 50% of every model is obscured from the point of view of the shooting model. It makes perfect sense. I wouldn't necessarily classify these as barricades like these bits. I'd classify this whole area as a ruin. But yeah, it just brings it to the forefront of when you're playing a game, what you and your opponent classify as, you know, barricades, as ruins, as woods, things like that. And if you're both in agreement, then of course you'd use your rule books to then build on that and have it affect your game as it states in those books. And that's pretty much it, you know, no points cost or anything like that. It is just scenery. It's there to either look cool and add a narrative to your game, or to give you the benefit of cover. But it's just something that you'd put out, you know, before the game begins, in sort of like a random fashion, a fair fashion if you can. What do you guys think of these ruins? Do you agree with me that you would like to see more sort of alien Xenos ruins? I certainly would. I love the craft world gates, and I really like the chaos. I mean, where's the chaos ruins? That'd be quite cool, wouldn't it? I'd like to see more of that. Put it in the comments down below as always. It'd be great to hear your thoughts. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.